And that is, how can we, as individuals, make this world better and better? In other words, how do we have a positive impact instead of a negative impact on this world? Well, as I have figured out, it may not be as difficult as we might imagine. Just stop being biased. Just stop being biased and having biased ideas about other people. It's that simple. First, I want to tell a story of myself. Earlier this year, my mom and I decided to go to Japan and have something fun. And as you may know, we both think, oh, Japanese people are famous for their high quality services. And every one of them is always very, very polite. So my mom and I, of course, had been very excited before our trip. But it turned out to be not exactly as what we had expected. So we went to a Japanese restaurant and met this waiter with this long face, not very happy about our arrival. And when my mom and I were trying to order some food, this waiter literally signed like this. Oh. All the way through our ordering food. So of course I was mad and pissed off too. So I was like, what's wrong with the Japanese people? What's wrong with them? This is not the Japanese services I had expected. What's wrong with them? Really, really pissed off. So, what's wrong with them? Well, maybe there is nothing wrong with them. But perhaps there was something very wrong with my expectations. Aha! I had this aha moment. I realized I was too biased to think every single Japanese should be polite. And that is just my expectation. And it is exactly this kind of expectation makes me furious and pissed off. Indeed, too often we have so many bias about people from all over the world. From Asia, from Americas, from Africa. We think, oh, Japanese people are like this, of course, and Koreans are like that, and Americans are like this, blah, 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 blah. But what we don't usually realize is these are just labels we attach to them. And it is exactly those labels make the communication between us and them become very, very inauthentic. But Alan, you don't understand. I watch this TV program, I watch this news and read this magazines. You know, it says Koreans like this and Japanese people are like that. So of course I know that, of course. Well, a lot of people have that problem. We know people just through TV, through news, through magazines. But these are just second-hand information. And it is this second-hand information which are making our understanding about other people pretty flat. We know other people which we think they're just of one way, one type. But let's be honest, in our life, we have our teacher, we have our friends, our families. Are all of them just with one personality? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. But if that's the case, why do we assume other people are just of one type, one way? But Alan, I understand, but you know, I'm not rich. I'm not a second generation of a rich businessman. How can I afford going abroad and having all the face-to-face conversation with foreigners? I just cannot do that. It's impossible for me. Well, if you are saying something like that, is just an excuse to me. Nowadays, we're living in this fantastic time. We have the internet. We have fantastic websites like the Lang8, Conversation Exchange. You can go on there. It's free, and you can have all sorts of issues discussed with foreigners, and you can learn their culture, learn their language, and for the most important part, to know them through authentic and real communication, not the shallow knowledge we learn from TV. So let's start today, right here, right now, to make this world better. Simply by just stop being biased and be open-minded. And in this way, we can have a better world where the communication between people are much more smoother and people understand each other much more deeply through authentic and real communication. Thank you for your attention.